All right. Hope you guys are ready. So am I. Let's go ahead and dig in here, right? Drum roll, please. Anytime you get a Vosteed knife and it comes in an orange case like this one, you know it's something good, right? You better get ready because you're in for a treat. And this is a special one here because it is a collaboration with some of my favorite people in the YouTube content creation knife space. But anyways, we'll talk about that in a second. We got all kinds of goodies here. We got some paperwork, we have a sticker, we got the raccoon riding the corgi. That's an interesting one there. We have an orange wiping cloth, and Vosteed now includes a catalog of all of their different knives, which, by the way, I have made content on basically every single one of them, and they're all very highly recommendable. I'm absolutely a huge fan myself of Vosteed, to say the least. But what knife are we looking at right here? Well, let's just go ahead and rip the band-aid. Bam, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes, the nipple. It just sounds funny even saying it that way. There's a little bit of a play on words there. It's the Nip-L, right? The Nip Large. If you're familiar with Divo Knives and the original Divo Nip, right? I have it. We'll do some size comparisons in a moment, but this is the Nipple L. And all jokes aside, I know there's plenty of jokes to be made. Feel free to sound off in the comments. But from what I understand, Lefty and Colin Mason-Pierre from Divo Knives, they were thinking about having Vosteed be the OEM for the Nip-L, and eventually they just ended up licensing the Nip-L so that Vosteed could do it as a sort of like a collaboration, aka licensed design style knife, and that's what we have here. A lot of people were wondering, like, did Vosteed just copy Divo's Nip design? What's going on? No, they're working together, guys. Like, chill, right? Vosteed wouldn't do something like that. Obviously, they're working together, which is awesome. Love to see it. Titanium handles. We have a titanium pocket clip here. This is one of many variants. There are other variants available. This one here has sort of like the, what I call this, what, purple and black, right? If I'm not colorblind. If it's a different color, let me know if you're a color expert. But we have an opening hole here, and we have the good old button operated liner lock, which they had to redesign. So we'll talk through all of that, and bam, here is the knife, ladies and gentlemen. Man, it's definitely quite a bit larger than the Nip, right? The original Nip. I know they did a Nip Light at some point. I featured it here in the channel. The original one was titanium. I want to say they did some carbon fiber versions. They did an aluminum version. Now we're getting a large version, and large it is. I believe it's over 7 inches on this bad boy here. Let's just get a quick read here. While we're at it, we have, about close to 7.5, somewhere in that ballpark. 3 1/4 on the blade, 3 inches on the cutting path, or just about, and about just a little over 4 1/4, around 4.3 inches on the handle. As far as the blade goes, we're looking at L-Max steel. This one's blacked out. There are some stonewash finishes available. And yes, in case you're wondering, guys, this is a hollow ground. That's just what the doctor ordered right there. I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick it up like this, but yeah, beautiful hollow ground, very, very slicey, very thin behind the edge. You know, this one's going to be a slicer through and through. L-Max steel, which I absolutely love to see on a knife like this one. Big fan of L-Max. And I even read somewhere that they reworked the button. Typically, the button operated liner lock is a little bit further back, like somewhere around here, but they kind of pushed it up a little bit away from any possibilities of disengaging the knife on yourself. So that's a good sign. On the close, well, that's a guillotine. Hold on a second. Let me just calibrate here. There we go. Of course, ball bearings, nice and smooth. All right, there's your reverse flick. Thumb deployment is good. I wonder if, if I know Lefty the way I know Lefty, maybe he likes a stiffer detent. This one is somewhere in a happy medium, right? Maybe they talked it with Vosteed and said people are going to like more of a happy medium detent feel. Not too stiff, not too loose, right? Somewhere in the middle. And I feel like they achieved that. So that's nice. So action is great, whatever method you go with. We got some beautiful milling on the outside, right? Gives it a nice little touch here. Kind of reminiscent of the original design we'll look at in a second. Nice chamfering all the way around. Matching titanium backspacer, which is also nice. Pocket clip is titanium as well. You're probably wondering, Miguel, it's Lefty we're talking about here, right? Did they make a Lefty version? And the answer is yes. There are Lefty versions available. I believe there are less quantities of those available, so you definitely want to jump on those if you want a Lefty version. I think they did it so that whether you get a Lefty or a righty version, you can have a clean show side. So here's a righty version, right? Clean show side, no need for a filler tab or anything like that. If you get a Lefty version, it'll be the opposite, right? You'll have this will be your clean side, and obviously the pocket clip will be on the opposite end. Also, they're hiding away the screws. So the screw is from the inside, which is an interesting bit of detail, interesting touch. And check out how slim that blade is. That's crazy. And in a way, I was looking at pictures, and it's interesting to see it here in person. I was like, did they make the Nip-L tie slim? Because they've been making a lot of titanium slim knives recently. They just did the porcupine, and they have done the raccoon. Of course, the parallel started everything with the Vosteed tie slim and titanium slim knives. But this one is just slim enough, but still a little bit thicker here towards the top end, enough to give you a good, I want to say, good solid 4-finger grip. I know the original nip was meant for you to forward choke at all times, because that's the only way you could get a full 4-finger grip, but not here, right? You do have the finger choil, which is a nice staple of the nip design, and you can forward choke, get better control of the blade, do some cutting, some slicing, right? Use a utilitarian blade. It's a nice little reverse tanto sheep's foot blade. You get some draw cuts, utility cuts, things like that. Good plunge grind situation. I mean, this is a textbook example, once again, like I said earlier, about a good plunge grind right there. Check that out. Right about where my nail is. Look how, like, it stays thin pretty much the entire way up until about right there, which is awesome. Love to see that. No smile anytime soon. On the drop, this thing is a guillotine, right? Better clear your fingers. Very nice, smooth action for sure. I know there's some hidden details. I want to say, I think I saw some pictures. Hopefully we can get out of here. Otherwise, I'll put a picture on the screen. But we have some milling on the inside for weight reduction, which is nice. And I think it's on the liner side. Might be a little too difficult to see from this angle. But there is a Vosteed and Divo Knives collaboration. Nice little Easter egg on the inside. If you want to check one out, I'm sure Lefty has done a knife disassembly in his channel by now. So check that out if you're interested. But man, nice, smooth, awesome action. Love to see the nip making a comeback. I'm glad they kept it hollow ground, which is what it should be. And Vosteed, in case you're listening, I would love to see more hollow grounds from you. I feel like Vosteed, after seeing this, they absolutely do a great job with hollow grounds. So we should, hopefully. Why don't we see more hollow grounds? I'm not sure, but we'll definitely love to see more hollow ground work. I think even some of you guys have said it in the comments, right? Vosteed does really good knives, but they do a lot of flat grinds all the way around. They could do a little bit more hollow grounds in some models here and there. It would absolutely spice things up, just like they're doing here with the Nip-L or the nipple, right? You know it's going to be the running joke with this knife. I mean, it was intentional. If you know Lefty, aka Kevin, and Colin, I mean, they're jokesters. Obviously, that was absolutely intentional. I want to say it might have even been something the community came up with and suggested to Lefty to do. So yeah, love to see something like this come full circle. And now for the moment of truth, here's the OG nip. This one has a very special place in my collection because it was one of the first, or actually a knife that I got a chance to keep from Lefty. He went ahead and told me to keep it. And you know, it just holds a very special place in my heart. It's my first Divo knife. And I had just joined his knife pass around, which, as you guys know, has been instrumental for my channel and its growth. This one had S9EV as a steel, stone wash finish, same hollow ground. Again, the ergonomics or the handle is shorter, so if you try doing a full 4-finger grip, the pinky was in no man's land. It was meant to be a full 4-finger or forward choke position type of knife at all times. So definitely a little bit smaller. You can see they kept all the different lines and things like that throughout as much as they could. So for the moment of truth, right, what do they look like side by side? Well, here you go. Check that out. The original nip right there in titanium. I want to say this one was a White Mountain Knife exclusive. And here is the new Nip-L, right? Quite a big difference, going from under or around 5.5 inches to, like we said earlier, right, 7.5 or around there. So an additional 2 inches can make a big difference. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Divo Nip.